In the clash of blades, no one's to gain, it's a game of pointing fingers causing more pain. With each accusation, trust starts to wane. In the battle of blame, no one's left insane. Clash of Blames, Kramnik versus José Martínez. And we had a wild match. Oh my goodness. After the second day, José was leading, but in the third day, insane things started happening. I mean, in due respect, José wasn't in form, he had some family problems recently, and Vladimir Kramnik, played his own chess, played his best, and was able to beat José in this match. I'll basically show you 5 games from this match. I just was looking through the games, I wanted to show you something interesting, and this is what I came up with. And honestly, all the 5 games I'm about to show you were won by Vladimir Kramnik. The first game, Vladimir Kramnik was playing with white pieces. We got Sicilian defense on the board, but exactly neither system. Knight f6, knight c3, a6, bishop e3, knight g4, bishop g5, and many people just go here, basically bishop g5, something like knight f6, bishop e3, just basically repeat, or bishop c1, knight f6, bishop g5, knight g4. So of course those players are not going for simple draw, bishop g7, knight c6, h4, rook h4, and now Vladimir has only a chance to castle one side. Castle, h5, king b1, was trying to go for some bishop h6. f3, knight f6, knight d5, takes, knight d5, takes, and now rook c4, trading the rooks, queen d8 takes, and now pushing d6. And José already has some problems, because look, he castled his king, but this whole king side is wide open. So what is played is knight c5, queen c6, takes, rook e8, knight e4, knight e4, takes, and now there are just a bunch of problems. This bishop is coming to c4, this pawn will be a huge weakness, bishop c4, rook f1, and this pawn on f7 won't survive. Queen h5, queen s7, bishop c4, rook h1, threatening checkmate, rook d8 was played. Now rook f1 comes back to basically tight this pawn to basically 2 pieces. Now queen, rook and king all have to protect this pawn, and g4 was played, and unfortunately after bishop d5 José resigned, because basically what's coming is g5, g6, and take on f7, and white will win the game. 97.0 accuracy for Kramnik. Is it time to do the procedure? Next game, José with white pieces, and we have another Sicilian defense on the board. Very interesting, system by Kramnik. I mean, it's quite regular, but still, move order is quite different. Knight f5, bishop c6, because I'm playing against José in bullet brawl sometimes, and I face the same line and usually lose. Of course, I'm a trash player. Takes, queen d7, takes, and can you imagine that this position is lost? Not lost, but at this point it was a draw. Position is basically computer saying equal, but José managed to lose this one. f6, a6, takes, knight g4, knight d3. Basically, look at this crazy knight. This is jumping all over the place. Rook d8, rook d3, h3, rook d3, knight d2, and basically, Kramnik was slowly coming in with his pieces, and now there are a bunch of threats. King h2, final blunder, and after knight b3 turns out basically have to give up this knight on c3. Rook b1 takes, knight d1, rook e1, and basically white will take the knight, and black will take this knight as well. And again, look at the accuracy, guys, 97.6. Vladimir, it's time to do the procedure. But alright, I mean, I'm just joking, there is nothing much, not a big deal about all this game. Vladimir playing with white pieces once again, the 4 f5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a6, Rai Lopez on the board, rook e1, bishop b3, c3, basically very boring. Knight h4, knight is going to f5, and Vladimir has solid advantage. Queen f3, quite common. Now at some point bishop h6 or knight h6 has been threatened, knight h7, knight a3, c6, c4, knight rook a7, c5, takes, rook a7, knight a3, queen e2, knight c4, queen d7, queen g4, knight h6 has been threatened, and pick up a queen on d7, knight f6, couldn't take because of the pin, queen h7, and now takes. So here computer says queen h4 was actually a better option, but what was played, queen d7, knight d7, and after knight f7, I'm not sure what was going through Vladimir's head and how it actually occurred. I'm actually not sure this actually happened, because why not play knight g4, why not play knight f5, what is knight f7? Alright, knight f7, rook a1, knight f6, f3, it's just unexplainable. g3, rook a7, g4, Vladimir is down a piece, but the position is basically equal. h5, knight c4, b3, knight a5, knight c6, e7, rook a7, knight e7, knight f5, and here Vladimir finds the best combination, because José blundered that basically rook f7, knight d6, knight c8, Vladimir is up too many pawns and he's winning the game. 91.6 accuracy by Vladimir Kramnik. Next game again with white pieces, and again look at the accuracy. I think José gotta do some procedure here. Bishop e7, rook e1, c3. Again, let me know in the comments what do you think about the match. I mean, I'm just kidding. You know, two good players of 2700 level are facing each other. Of course, you know, some games will be terrible, some games will be very high level. It is what it is. Magnus blunders sometimes, so there is nothing crazy about this match. Knight b6, takes, d6, and once again look at this Kramnik sacrifice is coming. Knight g5, sacrificing this rook once again, but queen h5 will come. g6, rook e7, actually Vladimir played insane chess in this game, queen h5, queen h7. Here José resigned, 96.1. And the last game I'm about to show you was an absolute roller coaster. And again we got a Rai Lopez. I'll scroll through the opening real quick. d5, b4, a4, taking space advantage, takes, knight g3, bishop d2, bishop b3. So shuffling around, d5, rook c1, bishop c2, queen e2, bishop e4, pinning the knight on b7, rook a b8, rook d1, knight d6, bishop b1, bishop g7, bishop e1, a4. So, and at this point, it looks like this pawn might become very dangerous, and it actually was very dangerous. José is completely winning in the following position. It's just hard to imagine that José could lose the position with this crazy pawns, with this crazy center, considering the Kramnik has nowhere to move. Look at his pieces. What is this? Bishop on b1, bishop on e1, knight on g3, knight on h2. I mean, it even looks awful. Bishop a2, queen f7, knight f3, and José was slowly, you know, trying to improve his position, and here Vladimir starts having counterplay. Knight d4 basically takes queen e6, bishop d7, bishop c4, takes bishop a6, picking up an exchange, takes bishop a6, queen e7, bishop b4, and slowly Vladimir actually outplayed José. Bishop c3, takes, queen c7, queen g3, and here José was checkmate. And the match was actually pretty much insane. The match finished 19-17 in Vladimir's favor. And look what happened throughout the last games. So José was actually losing like by 4 points, and he needed to get like 4 out of 4 in the last rounds. And he almost pulled it off. Unfortunately, you can't see everything, but look where it shows 1-1. And then José won one more, and the score was within 1 point. But in the last game, Vladimir won the final game and won this match. So they played one match in Madrid, José won that one. Now this one happened, and honestly, probably for those of you who are watching this, the production was kinda terrible. I mean, that just say nice way. So the one that happened in Madrid, yeah, it probably was a bit more comfortable for the players, as there were no technical difficulties for them. But for us viewers, of course, it wasn't the match we, you know, watched throughout the whole, because I planned to watch it. And then, you know, I saw the broadcast, I was like, what the heck, I'm not gonna watch it. But alright, we probably will have some trilogy in this. Hans, you know, coach of Vladimir and Vladimir's coaching Hans, crazy duo is coming to the chess world. I'll see you in the next recap with Grand Chess Tour, which has been held in St. Louis. Bye bye.